Welcome to The Explainer. So today, we're diving into a really cool AI breakthrough. It's all about teaching AI one of our most basic, most human skills, something we do all the time without even thinking about it.
All right, so let's get right into it. The whole thing starts with a super simple idea, something you do literally every second of every day. The way you blend thinking and doing. It's how we get anything done, right? So to really grasp why this new AI is such a big deal, we've got to start by looking at ourselves. How we solve problems. Turns out, we've all got this kind of hidden superpower running in the background 24/7. I mean, just think about making dinner. You're not a robot just following a script, right? You chop some onions. That's an action. Then you think, okay, onions are done, time to heat up the pan. Then you observe. The pan's not hot enough yet, so you adjust your plan and wait a bit. It's this constant little loop. Think, do, observe, think again, that lets us handle, well, pretty much anything.
Okay, so here's the thing. Until pretty recently, AI models, or large language models, were kind of stuck in one of two boxes. And the problem was, each box was missing half of what makes us so good at things. So, on one hand, you've got the thinker. This AI is like a brilliant philosopher locked in a room. It can come up with these amazing, complex plans, but it has no window to the outside world. It can't check its facts. And what happens? It starts making stuff up, what we call hallucinating, but it sounds totally confident about it. Then, on the other hand, you've got the doer. This is the workhorse. It can actually do things, like search the web, but it has no strategy. It's like a hamster on a wheel, just repeating the same actions over and over, getting stuck because it can't stop and think about a better way.
And that's the core problem, right? You had this huge gap. You had AIs that were all thought and no action, and AIs that were all action and no thought. And neither one, by itself, was really going to cut it for solving tricky, real-world problems.
And this is where our breakthrough comes in. It's a new framework called ReAct. Seriously, the name itself is the whole story. It's pretty brilliant.
Yeah, ReAct literally stands for Reason plus Act. The whole idea is to finally bridge that gap and let an AI do both things, kind of like us. It doesn't just spit out an action. It also shows you its work. It gives you the reasoning, the inner monologue that got it there. What this does is create this amazing feedback loop. So the AI has a thought, a plan, then it acts on it, maybe it does a quick search, then it gets new info back, an observation, and here is the magic ingredient. It takes that new info and folds it into its next thought. It's constantly adjusting its plan on the fly. It's this cycle, think, act, observe, and then think again based on what you learned.
Okay, theory is great, but does it actually work? Well, the researchers put ReAct through its paces, and honestly, the results are pretty eye-opening.
So check this out. They asked a question about the Apple remote. The old thinker model just guesses. It thinks Apple remote must be for the Apple TV, and then it confidently gives a totally wrong answer. But watch what ReAct does. Its first thought is, I don't know. I should search for Apple remote. So it acts. The search result, the observation, says it was for something called front row. So its next thought is, okay, what's front row? It acts again, searches for that, and boom, it finds the correct answer. It didn't guess. It followed a trail of evidence, step by step.
And this next example from a text game is just perfect. The doer model gets told to put a pepper shaker on a drawer, but it gets stuck in this ridiculous loop, trying to grab a pepper shaker from the sink over and over even though it's not there. It's just mindless action. Now look at ReAct. Its first step is a thought. It says, where would a pepper shaker actually be? Kitchen cabinet, maybe a countertop? It uses common sense to make a plan, and then it follows that plan. And guess what? It finds the pepper shaker and finishes the job. Total game changer.
And it's not just a one-off thing. The numbers prove it. In this complex game world they tested it in, the action-only model succeeded about 45% of the time. Not bad, right? But ReAct, it jumped all the way up to a 71% success rate. I mean, that is a huge, huge improvement.
So you could see this is way bigger than just making an AI that's better at trivia or text games. This connection, this synergy between thinking and doing has some really big implications for the kind of AI we can build, specifically AI we can actually trust and, work with.
And that's because the benefits go way beyond just raw performance. Since ReAct actually shows you its thought process, it's more interpretable. We can look under the hood. And because we can see it checking facts, it's more trustworthy. It's not just pulling answers out of thin air. But maybe the coolest part? It becomes more controllable.
This right here points to something that could be truly revolutionary. a whole new way for humans and AI to work together. Get this, the researchers found that if the AI started to go down the wrong path, if it had a wrong thought, a person could literally just step in, edit that one sense in its brain, and get it right back on track. It's like being a co-pilot for the AI's mind, giving it a little nudge when it needs it.
So what this all means is we're moving beyond AI that just spits out answers. We're heading towards an AI that can be a real partner, one that can not only find information but can actually reason with it, create strategies, and work alongside us to solve problems, maybe even problems we haven't thought of yet. It really feels like a foundational step towards a future where AI is way more capable, way more transparent, and truly collaborative.